I didn't either. I mean, like you said, from the looks of it, it was going Odie's way a lot. I mean, he was, it seemed like.
Oh,
well,
wow, we're
enough
already
of
getting
that.
started. We've got
right.
Mike Khatchikian right here. He is fighting out of Romulo's, and his opponent is Kyle Buena, who's the one that's on top right now. Mike pulls right to guard. Kyle Buena fights out of Burbank Jiu-Jitsu under Brent Bernston, who is a Jean-Jacques Machado black belt. So a Jean-Jacques Machado affiliate, I suppose. And Mike is a really good competitor. He fought in the 5 grappling tournament and did very, very well. He's been competing a lot, but Kyle, I know specifically, I was really curious about this tournament with Kyle in it because Kyle is a master at avoiding submission.
Oh, right. Really?
I mean, I've seen him roll with some people that had been training like maybe 3-4 times as long as him and probably were considered a bit better just for the amount of time put in, and just could not finish him.
That's that's a good. It's easier kind of to develop. As a white belt. I think it was Jean-Jacques. I don't remember. I think they said that your job as a white belt is just to survive. But that's a lot of those guys that feel like they get good submission. They're good at fighting off submissions because as a white belt you're just constantly under attack.
There.
Constantly, you're like guy doesn't want to roll hard anymore. Let me grab a white belt.
Absolutely,
So
it's true. You're always under fire, so you got to defend. And some people really take that to heart and get amazing at defending. And wow, that was a nice setup. But here you can see Mike is going for this. He's going for the 50-50 off of that. That was a bait because Kyle had the Toriano pass. He stepped out to the side. Mike immediately going for this 50-50, and now he's going to look to footlock off of this, just like his teammate does. And he's going on this footlock right away. This is exactly what his teammate Edwin Najmi does. It's a really sneaky setup because the person on top thinks that they're passed. They think that everything's just kittens and muffins, and then they get there and they get put in 50-50, and you're tapping as you fall over. So, but unable to finish that one. But his leg is still in a bad position. See if he can fight out. He is very tricky to submit. So. See if that plays a factor. They're both pretty tall, lanky guys. So typically when you're in 50-50 or going for footlocks in general, the taller person's going to have a distinct advantage. So,
well, I was talking to Eric before. I'm talking to Mike before the match, and he was saying that he cuts to feather, which I've done a couple times, and it's really tough. He's about 164 or something like that, he said, which is about what I am, what I walk around at. And if he can get to the feather, I'm telling you, it's a really good weight for guys like us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's a very big featherweight, so that would be. Yeah, I'm sure he's dominant there.
He's still going after that foot.
He is going right after it. Kyle is nearly out. Yeah, he gets completely out. Kyle, when you can stand and put the weight in that foot that they are trying to attack, usually you're going to be able to avoid the submission, and that looks like it's the case. But he's
trying to take his pants off, so we're going to stop and watch that.
Absolutely.
He's putting them back on. He's putting them back on. So there's no pants down showdown. I was hoping for a pants down showdown, but I mean, whatever,
Well, maybe
it's
next
your
time.
feed. It's your feed, man. Whatever. There's other feeds. If you guys go to pantsdownshowdown.com, you can catch it.
That one?
Yeah, I got another. It's another site with just guys on guys matches, different kind of matches. Just check it out though. Pants Down Showdown.
Probably a lot more views, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, big time.
But it looks like he ties his pants and he's back, back on top. I don't know what it is about the jiu-jitsu pants, but man, they just fall down like
they do, don't they? I mean, you think after how many years of judo before that, even that they figure out a way to.
I know.
But what are you gonna do? Yeah.
But here, Romulo, as you guys probably know, is very well known for his spider guard, and Mike puts. Kyle in this kind of I don't know. I haven't really seen anyone else that does that spider guard the way Romulo does it, other than Romulo's students, where you can either go your shins on the biceps or you put feet on the shoulders, and you don't actually put them on your opponent's biceps like that. Typically, I know if I play spider guard, I do not feel comfortable from that position, but Romulo is amazing at it, and all of his students are equally good at it. So clearly there's something going on with that guard in particular that they've got some game that they've figured out how to make it work.
Well, there Mike's got away from him because, Kyle got away from him because Mike kept having those grips and he just would not let them go. So now Kyle will have a chance to pass.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of avoiding a lot of stuff. I mean, he's going for a triangle there. But, I mean, he is just really tough to submit. He's doing an excellent job because Mike has a very sneaky game. Now that I'm seeing, I wasn't sure that he would go for that 50-50 off of the Toriando pass that he was kind of somewhat allowing Kyle to do. But as soon as he went for that, I realized, this guy, he's got some tricks up his sleeve. Yeah. And that can be really, really tough to get out of, especially you step so far deep like that, and they lock up a foot lock, and it's really tough to escape. So yeah, Kyle really showing his submission defense here. But now he has this leg stapled down, the left leg of Mike, and I'd like to see him grab either the belt or the pants, which looks like that's what he's going for. And you've got a nice low pass here if you want it, but you really need to keep their heel to their butt.
You've got to keep that weight on there for that low pass. It's a great pass, but you have to keep that weight on there to move around.
You do. It's you can do it with an underhook, which he has there, but
looks like
the danger is you can get put into a triangle. So he really needs to keep that bottom leg in here, otherwise he's going to end up getting choked from this triangle position. But it looks like he does have that leg pretty firmly in there, and he's able to pull out of it. That's one of the risks. That was a dangerous spot. Yeah, of the low pass when you try to go through. And here you can see Mike going for the same 50-50. He's extending with the spider hook on the biceps, and that's where he wants to elevate his opponent and then get this leg under. But now he ends up in kind of a wonky position, pushing Kyle off to the south. And then Kyle's able to scramble back on top. And here he's trying to get this head and arm control. If he can get the crossface, then this will help him pass. But he does not. Mike doing an excellent job of getting his legs back in between the two of them. And now looking to spin upside down, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyle was going for maybe some type of, leg drag, where he was trying to get underneath him. Maybe to get around to his back, but I don't know. Mike wasn't having any of it, so he just kept that knee, kind of like a knee shield, on the hip line, which was okay in that position. Most of the time, you never wanted it on the hip line. They'll just squash it down and keep going. But
it's easy to pass.
I think it was okay for him in that spot.
Yeah, just using it momentarily to retain the guard without keeping it there too long. But Kyle coming up on the leg drag here. He looks like he's got that leg pretty dragged across. I can't quite see from this angle, but I mean, if it's as dragged as I think it is, then he should have a fairly easy pass. No, because you can see Mike's bottom leg was hooked underneath, in between Kyle's legs, and that's going to stop that completely. So that's why he was not able to get up to his feet.
All right, I see.
But the uniforms are falling apart.
Yeah, a little bit of reset, so we'll let the competitors take their time and get everything back in order.
Good fight. No instantaneous submissions like I was kind of concerned about. Because you have you look at Odie and Eric's fight, and it was a grueling match, and it went on for a long time. It did. And both those competitors are going to be pretty tired. And then you go to the second match, if somebody gets submitted in the first 2 minutes, then the winner of that one's going to have a distinct advantage cardio-wise going into the finals.
Very true, and that can happen in a tournament. A lot of times they'll try to space it out if that happens, and get another division or get another weight class in there. But sometimes you just got to go. You don't get much rest.
Yeah, it can be really tough with some of the bigger tournaments. Only getting 5 minutes between matches, which is, I mean, if you have a really hard-fought match, that can be really rough.
Yeah, it can, man. It really can, So Mike going right back to that spider god on his right side and Kyle's left arm. He's keeping that there the whole time. He's very good with it.
Yes, but
and it's switching his hips and throwing that other leg over. So very good guard retention.
It is really good. I'd love to see Kyle switching off to the back from here, because if he can keep. But right now Mike's not letting him with his grips. But if he can keep Mike's legs sandwiched to one side, then he should be able to go underneath that top leg and get to the back. But unable to do so, they start going off to the side of the mats, and they're going to restart back in the center as Mike was trying to go for that triangle, but Kyle just seems really, really good with his defenses, and on top of that, doesn't look like he's going to get caught in that. Also, his posture was really good there, too, so the triangle's from really far away, but, you got to throw it out there and see. Sometimes just throwing it out there is like a jab, too. You just threaten it and see how your opponent reacts, and then you can counter off the reaction.
Sure. I'd like to see Kyle stand up and try to pass instead of kind of staying on his knees a little bit. I mean, he's had chance and then
down a little bit.
and
He had
break
a good
those grips
Toriano.
off.
I
He
think
did.
part of it might be is that he realizes that whenever he passes standing, then Mike is he's in danger of Mike throwing him right into that 50-50 going to the footlock, because now he's tried it at least twice. But he does do an excellent job of sandwiching Mike's knees down together, and once you do that, then your chances of passing, you can leg weave pass, you can move off to the back, you can try to get a cross face and come to the front.
Right.
Your percentage of passing just goes through the roof if you can get their knees together. In fact, that was a big part for me. It was a revelation. I had a decent guard, but some people that like to pass with smashing the legs down, they would just pass my guard pretty consistently, and I couldn't figure it out until somebody finally told me, and it really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Just to illustrate how powerful that knee smash pass can be.
It is powerful.
But
It looks like
wow,
I thought
really
Kyle,
good guard retention there, but Kyle just forces it.
Yeah.
And finally gets past the guard, now into side control. So of course, if this were a points tournament, he'd be up on the points for the 3 points for the pass.
that was a very hard grind to get there, but he did it. So
Yeah, having to work both sides too, which is
and he did right before that. Right before he passed this side, he almost went to the other side with it. So,
and you see that it's a lot more common these days. People realize that mixing it up really keeps your opponent guessing, and your percentage of passing is probably going to be a bit better if you try to go back to side, but have valid threats. Though you can't just throw an empty feint to one side and your opponent won't defend properly because they won't give it any respect. So
yeah.
But Kyle making it across, and let's see what he can do with it. He does have the grip in the collar, so we could see him go for a baseball bat choke. But Mike really trying to get out of this. Kyle's going to go on this arm.
He's going to go for, I thought he was going to go for a far side armbar there for a second, but I guess he...
Like the 180 arm lock?
Yeah, I thought that's what he was going to do.
I thought he was going to attack the near side arm lock, but I didn't see if he had the underhook on the far side. But if he did have that one, then yeah, he'd probably right for that 180, which is, I mean, both of them are right there. And typically when your opponent defends one, then the other one is open. So.
Well, he's keeping that side curl. Now he's on knee on belly, which is good.
Belly.
Always uncomfortable for if you got your knee on your opponent's belly. I've had many times in training where it was just awful. Just sitting there forever and like couldn't get out of it. You can't breathe. You're just, if they're doing it right, it's not comfortable.
Absolutely, it's a terrible position to be in, and I'm sure even at the lighter weights, of course, the bigger you are, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
But even at the lighter weights, if they have all the weight loaded up onto that shin, then especially even if it's just across the waist, like when you're trying to be nice to your opponent in training, it's still terrible. But then if they bring it up across the sternum,
right there, yeah,
then oh man, it's terrible, and it can even break ribs. So
yeah,
a horrible position to be in. But Kyle
keeps going back to that, but
he does. But Mike is throwing the legs over, and he's able to replace his guard. But those knees once again smash back together. Now he keeps trying to extend because Kyle is getting deep on these passes, but with those knees together, I think that is why Kyle is able to take advantage and pass. Oh, there he goes for the leg drag, but you can see Mike trying to take that outside leg and cross it over to prevent it, but that will only work if he can really wedge it in between either Kyle's legs or something on his far side like his hip. Now, kind of falling back off to a lazier guard.
Now he's just letting.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. Instead, Kyle didn't take advantage of that.
I'd have jumped on him right then.
I don't think Jimmy said anything, so he could have just technically just ran right around him, but instead decides to let him go.
It's like he's in a leg drag position again.
He's in an excellent passing position, and he could also armbar this top arm that Mike is trying to push Kyle off with. So we'll see what he does. He opts to go off and grab behind the back of Mike. Probably going to come to this near side, I would assume, using that underhook. Although an underhook on the far side and a crossface on that near side would probably help just a little bit. But if he can wedge his shoulders and get his head closer to Mike's, then that will help him to secure the pass.
Mike doing the right thing. He's pushing his head away and trying to get his hips out away from him so he can recover his guard. But then he went to that collar grip. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't get a lot of chokes from that, but I know guys that do.
Some people that are good. Yeah.
I know some guys that do. For me, I'd just rather keep that frame and just hip out slowly and get my guard back.
Yeah, it's tough, but Mike now looks like he's trying to make the Majid Hage dream come true.
Yeah.
Right? He's got the arms in there,
Yeah.
and if Kyle decides to get hasty and pass,
And just go, yeah.
then he could end up right into that baseball choke.
I mean, let it go. No highlight reel.
Yeah.
You
if
screwed
Mike
yourself,
goes belly
Mike.
down, though, if he has good grips and he goes belly down quickly, then that is a really tough thing to stop, especially if you're not ready for it at that exact moment. You really don't have much time to react and try to armbar the guy or try to walk all the way around. But it's just it can be very, very tricky. Just as we see with Majid Hage doing it against people like Zach Maxwell, who's a beast at the black belt level.
Yeah, that's Zach's the wrestler, if I remember. Is that?
He's Zach. He's
I'm
the
thinking
son
of
Steve Maxwell.
Okay, I'm thinking of
conditioning.
I'm thinking of AJ.
AJ. Oh,
Yeah.
Did he do it to AJ?
I don't think
They're
so.
teammates, right?
Yeah. AJ's. Sometimes I get confused. I get white people confused. All kinds of people confused, man. I don't know. All you white folks look alike.
Yeah, if they're not 100% Brazilian like you.
Yeah, if they're not full-blood Brazilian like myself, then it's
blends
just they're not
together
real
a little
people.
bit,
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about them. So,
but right back to this spider guard with that foot on the hip. He really likes the right foot on the hip in particular. Trying to go after this foot. He wants that foot so bad. I think just his knee's in there in the 50-50, so he should be able to just pull it out.
Now, how do you feel about the run?
Oh, but he's got the leg across in the knee reap position, so he can actually finish this footlock if he goes belly down. Even just staying on his side if he has a good enough hold on it. Oh, but Kyle's doing an excellent job of standing back up, if right now he does not have weight in his foot, but there you see him lean forward. He needs to put weight in that foot. If he can get the weight in, and especially holding this collar grip now, he can pull himself forward and really push the foot into the mat, and it makes it really tough to extend it, especially if you can stay with your hips low. If he stands straight up too far, he can be pushed back.
Yeah.
But
looks like
Mike was really trying to go for it, but that foot just came out of there, and Mike inverts completely. And now
It's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here.
It is.
If he's
I mean, he can smash the legs together and pop Mike to the side the way he has been doing, which is what I assume he's going to do. But this foot is kind of across the waist, so...
But if he'd pop up to his knees, John, to his toes, right, and put that heavy pressure down on his hips,
yes, that
then
would
he could
be
go
even
around.
better, the driving pressure,
Yeah,
like a leg weave pass.
I don't know. That's what I like to do in that situation. I don't know. And I'm, some type of world champion. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and just Google that.
Don't Google that.
Don't Google that. Pants down showdown.
Don't Google that either, please.
Pants down showdown.
Here, I think he has both of Mike's feet stapled together. So this is really not looking good for Mike's guard. I know he's very good with his retention. Yeah, Kyle makes too much space, and Mike able to get
easy to throw it
right
in.
back to it.
Yep.
So even in the bad positions that he's been in and not able to finish Kyle, Mike, you just look at his face, just that expression of he's not worried one bit.
Yeah, he's calm.
So
He's feeling okay.
usually that comes from competing a lot and being in good shape, right?
Especially the competing a lot. I mean, that just does wonders for being able to have stamina in a tournament forever. When I was just starting out competing, I would just, after every tournament, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Because I was just drained. My forearms were just blown from grips, and it was just, I was like, this is a nightmare. I'm never doing this again. But everyone just kept saying, what's the trick? What's the trick? They're like, you got to keep competing. You got to keep competing. And then finally, just one year, I just started doing like a tournament a month, just a lot of little small ones and other bigger ones. And sure enough, I mean, one day you wake up and you're comfortable in there.
Yeah,
you did 3 matches and you're like, not too tired at all.
Yeah.
And you switch up your game. Your forearms are blown. You play a different guard.
Yeah, no, for sure. But knowing that can only come from competing more. It really
that's
does
what it
help
is.
a lot.
It does.
It's not like rolling in the gym, as
No.
I'm sure that our spectators know if they train. It is quite a bit different once the adrenaline gets pumping. And you have to, the only way to get better at it is just like anything, just do it more.
Exactly.
There, do you see Mike rolled his arms a little bit, his wrists? I wonder if holding the spider grips the whole time is kind of
Mike did that?
tired. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
And you can see Kyle, I think he's getting a little hip to what Mike's trying to do. Now when he goes for the Toreando, he's smashing the legs together and he's pulling him away from Mike's body, so not allowing him to get under him, not allowing Mike to get under Kyle and go for that 50-50 again. So by pulling those legs away, that's an excellent thing to do. Of course, if your knees are ever more than 90 degrees away from your chest, then typically you're not in a good guard position anymore. So
very true.
Taking advantage of that, and now passes with the Toreando, goes right to knee on the belly, but
Kyle's tenacious with that passing. He's just not giving up.
And he's eventually, even if he doesn't get it the first time, he is just kind of grinding it out and making it work. But Mike's guard is just, I mean, even if it gets past, he just gets it back.
Yeah, he does.
And not too long either.
Yeah,
he's just a small mistake, and then he's right back in guard.
Yeah, really good hip movement, and then also hipping back in to recover that guard.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's an interesting spot. Looks like I thought Mike was trying to...
Interesting, and back into the butterfly, but now the butterfly with your opponent's back flat on the mat can be a little bit tough for them, but he decides to elevate, and now he's got to watch out for the feet, because we know that's what Mike likes to go for.
Yeah, he does.
And when you elevate, especially on top of a butterfly like that, then they can just keep pushing you forward, keep pushing you up off of them, and go right on the foot. And it looks like that's what he's trying to go for this time as well. And you also have a very nice tripod sweep here too. Just both hands grab the ankles. But Kyle
just said, I'm out of here.
Yep. Turn away.
No more of that.
As long as you rotate the right way.
He just got his blue belt. See there? Just got awarded his blue belt by Jimmy. Congratulations, Kyle. All right. It's awesome, man. Always like to see that at a tournament. Some guy getting his belt. So
it was a nice escape.
Now Kyle goes with my style of gi. No patches, no frill, no fuss, just a gi. All right, that's the way a man wears a gi. Nothing against Mike. Nice guy. He's got an awful lot of patches going on. And the Run DMC font. I'm getting a little bit burnt out on that, okay? Wow. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying it's been done. All right, back to the action.
Okay. Yeah, so now he is passing. Same thing. He likes this knee smash pass. He keeps going for it, and Mike keeps letting him put him there, which I think is interesting. I mean, he is able to get his guard back usually, but every once in a while Kyle will pass with that. And I know it's submission only, and it doesn't matter if Kyle passes, but you know, the longer, the more times, the more frequently, and the longer amount of time that your opponent spins in a dominant position on you, the more likely it is that they're going to submit you. So
certainly,
you know, if you're playing the numbers game, then that is not the best way to go.
Oh, I'm playing the numbers game. That's my game right there. Roulette. I got a system. I got a system.
Keno, maybe. No?
I'll do some Keno. Yeah. But I lose most of my money at roulette. Just saying that, and women, and beer,
right. And beer,
and liquor,
okay.
and website subscriptions. But check out Mike's guard. Hey, he's getting it done over there, and
he puts Kyle right back in closed guard, but then moves out, and now he's playing the spider guard, but with the collar grip. The only thing that's interesting, right? What Kyle was doing there is when your opponent plays spider guard on you, and they have the feet on your biceps, but they're not holding your sleeves. Sometimes they'll let them go. Typically, unless you're really sensitive to that feel, you won't know right when they let it go. And if that happens, then you're just kind of holding yourself in their spider guard for them. You know, like nothing else is keeping you there. You could let go of your grips or break them off in Toreando, and their hands aren't there to keep you connected. So
once those grips are gone, there's nothing stopping you.
I mean, he literally could have just let go and tried for a pass, but not realizing that Mike's grips were off of his sleeves, then...
Yeah, you're still there for a second. Sometimes that's all they need to set up whatever they're setting up or transition to whatever they're transitioning to.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of good setups from collar sleeve where you let go of the sleeve and your opponent doesn't really realize for that split second, and then maybe you are able to pull into an omoplata.
Omoplata, I was about to say that, yep.
But they...
Oh, did you see that?
Once again, going off to the side, something floated in front of the camera.
It's snowing here, sunny Los Angeles.
It's not sunny.
Oh,
but,
well, it's not snowing either, so what the hell? So I don't know if anybody recognizes that lemon tree in the background, but that's actually imported from Brazil. That was Helio Gracie's lemon tree that John bought and imported here to his house. So a lot of history back there. Those lemons They never tap. They've won 400 matches, and no lemon has ever fallen from that tree. Try to pick a lemon. I'll give you $1,000. You pick a lemon off that tree. Just $1,000. It's on the table.
People
Someone
are
do it.
Breaking in my backyard trying to pick lemons.
Well, that's $1,000. They can do it.
Yeah.
Kyle's passing. Here we go. Kyle's passing. He's working his pass. Passing. Looks like
I like this, preventing the crossface by grabbing the far sleeve of Kyle. And Kyle is trying to backstep off to the far side and take the side control, but just unable to get all the way around. Oh, but now he's got this knee through. He's nearly passed.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
He gets really close, and then Mike
really
just
doing a good job of keeping the feet in between himself and Kyle and stopping the guard pass, because Kyle was 9/10 of the way through right there with the knee. He pointed the toes, and he had a good grip too. I believe he's trying to keep Mike's back a little bit more flat on the mat, but just unable to do so. Mike is able to create the space and get his legs right back in between him.
And Jimmy left. He took off. Jimmy's gone. We don't know where. If anybody sees Jimmy, tell him to come back. It's 5121. That's the address. Just tell him to get over there. All right, looks like, is Mike going to a closed guard?
He is going to a closed guard.
Wow, okay.
But look for him to omoplata right off of this, because see, he's trying to get control of this far wrist. If he does that, then he can pull Kyle towards him, and then he may shoot that omoplata right away.
Shoot it. I would.
It's true. What would Charles do?
I'd shoot it.
I just said. He would shoot it, absolutely. But now,
for
a change of direction, Kyle is now going for the straight ankle lock. If he can go belly down,
he's doing his best.
But I don't like the way he's allowing his own wrist to drop down to his waist. That typically will loosen it enough to allow your opponent to either escape or just not get enough pressure on their foot to tap.
Jimmy's back.
Jimmy is back.
He saw the submission and he came running back. Good for him. That's what a good referee does. They keep their eyes out for stuff like that. This ain't Cecil Peoples over there, okay? Call like I see it, Cecil. All right, so looks like Mike got out of that. Oh, he's going right back for it again.
He was trying to fake the far arm when you go underneath, and you can try to go on a really tricky footlock, but unable to get that, just went back to the traditional one. And now if he could take his top shin, force it down to the mat, go belly down. Did he get the tap? I think
oh, wow,
did
they? I didn't even see it.
It was the footlock.
Kyle finished that footlock?
He was deep on it.
Wow, I didn't even see it. Yeah, great job.
Wow. Man. It's interesting that, I mean, the whole story of that match was Mike's guard, Kyle passing.
Relentlessly just passing
and
over
Mike
and
going
over.
For the footlock. We really didn't see hardly any really valid submission attempts from Kyle until the end there. Congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah, good job.
Winner.
Very well done.
He will be going on to the finals, and he's going to face Eric Medina after a little break, so he can rest up,
he's going to need that.
That was brutal.
Yeah, he was going after it for a long time.
Wow. Fantastic match.
Good job, guys.
Long match. Really crueling.
Great job, Mike.
Excellent. Very nice. Very nice.
Good job, Kyle.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Both guys.
Yeah. You all right, Mike? Yeah. Good job, man. Tough fight. Very tough fight.
Very good, guys.